Welcome back to the Free Mouse MC, and I have a problem. It's the middle of the motorcycle season and I don't have a bike. Because I left my main motorcycle in Greece to continue my motorcycle trip, and now I'm here without a bike. The motorcycle from the Morocco trip is far away from being finished and still is in pieces, and it's a long road to go. But what if I told you I have a secret bike that I haven't told you yet before? It is a Yamaha XJ again for 350 bucks I bought about a year ago from eBay. I bought this bike as a little project to learn how to work on bikes, and it's almost roadworthy. Only problem is my friend who was helping me and teaching me how to work on bikes has suffered a medical condition which stops him from helping me. So we need to get this bike to this garage so I can finish it. That's about 40 kilometers and we need a transporter. I tried to hire a trailer. Problem is they only have big and heavy trailers that are too heavy for my car to pull. Or a transporter, but I couldn't rent a transporter. I tried my best. So I'm kind of running out of options and there's no real way to transport this motorcycle. Well, almost no way to transport this motorcycle because I have this, Renault Kangoo from 1995, and this has actually been my first car. I bought it when I was 17 together with my mum, and as you can see, to fit a motorcycle into this car could get rather difficult, but with it kind of being the only option, let's see if it works. And also maybe it inspires you to build your own little motorcycle transporter. So with this being at the moment our only option, let's make it work. Let me guys show you the inner beauty of this incredible automobile. And this is where we will be fitting the motorcycle. This is the trunk. So let's build the smallest motorcycle transporter. Let's go. Apart from the short trunk, this is quite a sturdy car. 300,000 kilometers young, all the lamps in the dash light up like a Christmas tree. There's no AC, the windows don't go down, and in the radio there's a CD stuck labeled Black Hits 2009. Yeah. So the first thing that we need to do to get the motorcycle into this car is take out the rear seat. The trunk is about 1.60 m long, the motorcycle is about 2.17 m, so could become a bit difficult. But yeah, let's see how far taking out the rear seat already gets us. But first of all, let's ensure maximum roadworthiness.
Sleight of hand tricks, so I ignored my good intention. Called that number anyway. The doctor on the line said she'd get me in that day. Dr. Juice, Sister Squeeze, Dr. Juice, Sister Squeeze.
So the rear seats are now loose. There's still 2 screws stuck in the holes in these two. That's why they're not 6 screws out yet. But we can take them out like this. Just for anyone who wants to replicate this, it is 6 screws in the Renault Kangoo to get the rear seats out. Okay, it is still the padding stuck behind here. With one person, it's not exactly child's play to get these things out, but we did it. So let's put them over here for now. We now successfully removed the rear seats of the car, but as you can see, it's not enough. This is not going to fit a motorcycle. We're missing around 50 to 60 centimeters. One option would be to flip over the front seat. Problem with that is that we would push the motorcycle onto the seat, potentially damage the seat, and also that then the motorcycle sits quite high in the car and we will run into some height issues, especially in the front. So I think the front seat has to go. So that's what's next.
When removing the front seat, we sadly ran into the problem that the screws are not removable from the top, so we have to remove it from underneath the car. That is quite easy on the right side, but quite difficult on the left side because those screws are inside the transmission canal and quite hard to reach, and I cannot even see what I'm doing and have to rely on the footage that I filmed myself with the cell phone to see what I have done to then act accordingly.
So after a half an hour of trying and it already becoming dark, I now finally found the solution. The screw on the right side of the seat is shorter than on the left side of the seat, which means that this thing doesn't fit on there, but if I fit it into the holding just halfway, then I can slip it on. I was literally going nuts. I was trying every little size, and with me being barely able to see what I'm actually working on, it made this a lot more difficult, but now I finally figured it out. Guys, one other reason why this was so shit and hard, look at the shape of this screw. And do you have any idea how shit this is to feel out blind, to feel is the size of the thing that I'm using, the right one? And to add insult to injury, the size for these ones is not the same on the right side than on the left side. And like not just by like a few ones, but like by three, like the inside of the seat has a 16 millimeter socket and the outside has a 13 millimeter socket. What a pain in the ass. It's the next day, I'm back here and we will now continue with the Renault Kangoo. We will now do something a bit different. We will continue to take out the passenger seat, but something really important that we have to do for that is that we have to take the battery off of voltage. And an important aspect is we have to do that before we continue working on the bolts, because it takes about half an hour for all the residual voltage to go away. And if we don't do that, there is a risk of the airbag exploding. So definitely for everyone replicating this from this video, do that and wait half an hour.
When doing this, start with the minus pole, that's the black one, remove that one first and put it away from the frame or anything metal from the car. In this case, I used some electrical tape to prevent an electric flashover because the cable was just so close to the battery and the cable was very short. After that, you can safely remove the red one. If you want to plug the battery back in, you can do it in the same order in reverse. First the red one and then put the black one back on. Here the cable had barely any length to be removed, so I just put some folded electrical tape between the contacts.
These two fucking bolts, the one and the last one, they're definitely the hardest part of this whole thing. So as you can see, the seat is already loose, and now we have these little cables here, and they need to be disconnected. If there is still current somewhere in this car from the battery, or if something is left, the airbags are going to go off. This is this one and this one. I'm pretty sure that it's more the airbag in the seat, but yeah, a bit of an unrelaxed one, I have to say, because I don't want to have an airbag blowing up in my face. Okay. We can already here have a bit more of a detailed look at things. So I think this one is pretty straightforward. 3, 2, 1. Okay, all good. Nothing exploded. Okay, let's continue with this one. All good, still nothing exploded. Yeah. Okay, this one is gone as well. And now we have this last one right here. Okay, so all of them are apart now. So let's get out this seat in total. Okay, come on. Wow, not a good place to grab. Okay. Ta-da! We did it! We have now space for the motorbike, so let's go. So as you can see here now, we have now a lot of space for the motorbike to go into the trunk and then all the way through here into the passenger space. The only problem is if I get the motorbike in here, this all needs to be on the same height. And we now could build a wood construction for a more long-term transporter. That is definitely the way to go, because I have to transport the motorcycle tomorrow. I will be now just filling it with a bit of firewood and put like a plank over it, because then no matter how much stress is on the construction, it will hold. Let's do that, but first of all we have to plug in back the battery and hope that the car fires up again. Yeah.
Quiet down just a minute, settle down and have another one, 'cause you're tired of the game that remains until you're undone. I hit the wall to the limit, I start over like you've just begun. I didn't lie to you because I never knew you. Only time will tell, only time will tell. It won't be over, it's never over. Now I let my feelings in. It won't be over, it's never over. Now I let myself begin loving you. It won't be over, it's never over.
So the moment of truth, does the car fire up again with the battery once being disconnected and eventual error codes? So let's see. Yes. So we're now on the way to pick up the bike. So let's see if this transporter actually holds what it promises. So we now have the van fully ready to take this motorcycle, and this is what roughly 350 bucks of motorcycle gets you. And yeah, I still have the tank laying at home because the tank is completely rusted through. And we will now see if this Yamaha XJ 600 fits into this Renault Kangoo. Wish me guys luck, because this is the only option. First, to make this fit, because we definitely have some space issues, we will need to take off the mirrors most likely and get the ramp installed. So yeah, let's do that. Let's go. So we now have the motorbike ready to be pushed in, mirrors off, ramp is installed, and the only thing that you then still need is a friend to help you. You can do this alone, but then you maybe fuck it up. Like, you're 90% good, better do it with a friend. And Torben, das ist dein Eingang. This is my strong friend who's going to help me push in the motorbike. So yeah, let's go. We just need to be a bit careful with this little part of the car. Und los! Oh, kannst du drücken? So, warte, halten. So, no. As you guys see, I have to grip in the other way around onto the brake as the car is just too high. Push. I think we're good. So, gear is engaged, motorcycle is inside. We now can put down the stand. So, now we have to put on the straps to keep the bike in place. That will be fun. So, I'm now pulling this strap over the first solid part of the suspension below the fairing. Then I will pull that stuff underneath the driver's seat to then compress the suspension on this side, and then I will do the same on the other side. Still need to get creative where we will be putting that stuff through. Putting it underneath the seat. Important above the thing for adjusting the seat so you don't accidentally pull back the seat. Whoops. So I'm now strapping down the motorcycle, but I'm not doing it fully, because if I pull on it too much, it will shift over to this side, and then the whole construction with the bricks down here will slip away. So doing it first on this side, so this is the point, and then on the other side. On this side. I'm really hoping that from the pressure my construction out of wood here is not collapsing. I'm starting to lose a bit of trust, but you can feel the suspension compress. Ah, shit! This thing just moved. It was a bit too much for my confidence. So, to make sure that this is traffic proof and that this is actually well stripped down, we will still apply more straps, but just as a quick test. Seems pretty solid. Yeah, one more strap for good measure, and then let's get going. So I'm strapping this into the seat belt holder, because the seat belt holder is actually made to hold some weight in case of an accident. So yeah, and on this side we're putting it through this little hole in the ground where they have, like, for really big mounting stuff, and let's put the rope underneath the fairing onto the frame so we don't break the plastic fairing. Well, fits like a condom, I have to say. Actually quite proud that this thing managed to get inside here. I'm going to drive very slow and careful with this, I'm pretty sure that everything holds up. Like, we shook the thing quite a lot, put like one more strap on it. And actually that this little project of like turning this car into a transporter and now having fit the motorcycle into it also gives me a lot of confidence, because I've been trying to finish stuff, and I now made myself the rule I have to finish a motorcycle project. And I started the other XJ. Sadly, that will still need some parts, and this is like more urgent because the engine on this motorcycle is a lot more fresh and actually runs. Like, I had the engine running before because I fixed the carburetors and stuff like that. That is now also already quite some time ago, so I hope it will all be fine. Like, my plan is to get it running again and to have a motorcycle to do motorcycle content with, basically. And I would love to build something like a cafe racer, but I would also love to take a bike track riding and do all the things that I always wanted to do with a motorcycle. And I think I'm going to do these things first, and maybe if the bike is like dropped once or twice, then I will turn it into a cafe racer. The bike still needs new rear brakes and a tank without rust. Apart from that, I think it should be fine. Most likely, or maybe still some like the seals of the forks. But apart from that, we should be all good. I hope I'm not getting pulled over with this shit in the car, because technically this is legal, because like if you have something strapped like solid, it's all good in Germany. But I'm pretty sure every policeman would have a stroke seeing this. So yeah, it's funny, I can feel the weight of it in the car a bit. Hey, like and subscribe if you want to see me repair this bike and get it back on the road and maybe do some track days or some other crazy stuff with it. And also if you want to see how I'm repairing my old Yamaha XJ from the Morocco trip, and loads of other things to come. And see you soon.